What's up, interweb? Donut here from Donut Online. Today I'm going to show you how you can design this beautiful and professional looking news or magazine site from start to finish, because today we're working with WordPress. Next on Through the Donut Hole. So let's get started. The first thing that we need to do is secure a host for your new website. You can't just design a site without a host, because the host, or rather on the host servers, is where all your site files and content lives. So you need to be able to choose a host which, one, is going to support WordPress, and for the purposes of this tutorial has access to cPanel and quick install. I prefer HostGator. This is not an advertisement. I am not sponsored by HostGator. I prefer them personally. HostGator, if you see this, we really need to talk about your affiliate and partner program, but that's another story. So like I said, I prefer HostGator. They have access to cPanel, and they're just a great overall company. They have great support, and I've never had an issue with them. So if you go to HostGator.com and click web hosting, you'll see that they offer the hatchling plan and the baby plan. These are both optimal for WordPress. One of the big differences between the two is single versus unlimited domains. If you're only ever going to have one domain name like mydomain.com, then hatchling will work for you. I prefer the baby plan, so I can have room to grow if I want mywebsite.com, mywebsite.net, and mywebsite.org. So you can have as many of those domains as you want on the baby plan and still get one-click installs and unmetered bandwidth. So I prefer that one. Now again, you don't have to go with HostGator, but make sure whoever you do go with has cPanel access and one-click installs. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time following along with this tutorial. Once you sign up for your HostGator or your other web hosting package, whoever you went with, you're going to get an email confirmation saying that you signed up, and some of the things that they're going to send you are credentials. One of the credentials you need are cPanel login credentials and a link to your cPanel login. Get that information, and then we'll meet back here and we'll start at the cPanel. See you guys in a second. So before we really get into the control panel, there's one other thing that we need to talk about, and that is content. You can't start a website without some kind of content, and you don't want to start a website with demo imported content or no content at all. In fact, for the type of site we're creating today, a newspaper or a magazine site, it's not going to work. We're not going to be able to get the layout how I showed you previously with no content at all or just minimal content. We need to have a few articles up there to be able to make it look how I've showed you in the example. And so if you take a look here, I've got a folder that is full of, well, I've got one sample article that I'm going to choose over and over again because for the purposes of this tutorial, that's all I need. It's an article that I wrote on a DDoS attack some time ago, so it's okay for me to use it. Other than that, I've got a full folder full of images for tech and travel stock art images that are royalty free that I'm going to use for this demo. And that'll be enough to get me started, and it's going to be enough to get you guys started basically. And with this, I'm going to achieve exactly what I showed you at the start of this video. We're going to build that exact website. So, I mean, you can see I've just got about, 12 stock art images, one article that I'm going to use over and over again. That's going to show you how to get the layout right, and it'll show you guys how to create posts and everything. So, let's go ahead and get started then in cPanel. So if you navigate over to your cPanel, you'll see at the top you have a find option or a search bar. Go ahead and type in quick for quick install. And you'll see pop up down there under the software menu is the quick install option. Go ahead and click that. And then on the quick install page, you'll see one of the options is WordPress. Go ahead and click that. And this is the install page for WordPress. You'll see it'll ask you to select a domain. So whatever domain you just created, hosting for or have had hosting for, go ahead and select that out of the drop-down menu. And then if you want it on your main domain, so like if I wanted to create a WordPress site on donutonline.com, I would just select donutonline.com from the drop-down and click next. But if I wanted to do it on a directory or in a new directory like donutonline.com/magsite, then we can do that. You just type in magsite or whatever you want into the blank directory box. So I'm going to call mine magsite just for easiness here, and click next. It's going to ask you to enter a title, so whatever the title you want your newspaper to have or your magazine to have is what you will place here. And then, so it's going to ask you for an admin user. And first and last name and an email address. And then automatically create a new database for this installation. Make sure that it's checked, and then also make sure that you check the terms of service agreement box, and then click the install button. It only takes about, actually less than 60 seconds to install WordPress with the quick install. You'll see the progress bar up there. It'll tell you how far it's gone, and then in the end it's going to give you installation details. It'll tell you where it was installed to, so donutonline.com/magsite. And then it'll give you the username that you created and a temporary password. Make sure you change that password and whenever you get a chance, or as soon as possible, really. So I'm going to copy this information for now in just a temporary notepad file, just so I have it ease of access. So you can see if I go there, there's nothing there. It just says website coming soon. That's because HostGator puts in a temporary page for you, and most hosting companies do. To get to the admin login, you can actually click the login button from the installation details, or you can go to whatever your URL was /wp-admin. And that will always take you to your admin login for your WordPress install. And then let's go ahead and log into WordPress. So the username we created was donuts, and then I'm using the temporary password that I had here, and we'll click login. And then you'll see once you're first logged into WordPress, nothing's been done yet. You'll see there's a notification your site currently displays a coming soon sign or coming soon page. Once you are ready to launch it, you click this little link and it'll launch your site for you. For right now, only you can see it, or other administrators of your WordPress install can see the site when they're logged in. Right now the public can't see it, so let's not click that just yet then, because we're not ready to launch our site. Next thing you'll see is please configure Google Analytics. We're not going to do that in this video. I'll show you that another time in another tutorial. For now, let's just get your site up, and we'll worry about that stuff later. So you can actually dismiss pretty much most of these notifications. The WP Forms plugin, we're not even going to use it. This Welcome to WordPress, dismiss that. You can dismiss pretty much anything extra at this point because we haven't installed anything, we haven't done anything yet. But the first thing that we're going to want to do is install the theme that we want to use, which was the Color Mag theme. So go over to Appearance, and then go to Themes. And then you're going to scroll down a little bit and you'll see an option for Add New Theme. Go ahead and click that. And then you've got, there should be a search bar over there on the right hand side for search themes, and you want to just type in Color Mag. It's going to be one of the first results. Right now it's the first result over there on the left. Just go ahead and hit that blue install button on the bottom right of the thumbnail. It's going to take about 25 seconds to install or less. Once it's installed, then that install button is going to change to an activate button. Go ahead and click the blue activate button. Alright, so we've installed the Color Mag theme, and we've activated it. You can still see that we're still displaying the coming soon page. Don't click that launch link yet. We're going to hold off for a little while longer. We got some more notifications we can clear out. But one notification is this theme recommends the following plugin. They want us to get the Theme Grill demo importer, and we do want this. We're going to need it because I'm going to actually show you how to set this website up with the demo content imported so it does all the layout work for us. So go ahead and click the Begin Installing This Plugin link. And then over here on the left, you'll see an install option underneath the Theme Grill demo imported. Go ahead and click Install. You'll see it successfully installed the plugin, and then you can hit the Return to Required Plugins Installer. And then you want to click the Activate link under the Theme Grill demo importer. Alright, so that plugin, all required plugins have been installed and activated. So at this point we can actually install the demo content. This is what Color Mag looks like. You can see it here in the thumbnail. Stock with just the demo content that we're about to import. So to do that, go over to the left hand side under Appearance and click Demo Importer. This is the plugin we just installed. And then over on the right you'll see an option for theme demos. Go ahead and click that. And then right there in the top left again, you're going to see the main Color Mag demo. Go ahead and click Download. And then we can go ahead and basically you want to now upload that demo package that you just downloaded back into the demo importer. Sounds a little redundant, but that's what we need to do. So then up in the top of the demo importer, click the Upload Demo button. Click Choose File in the center, Color Mag free file that you just downloaded, and click Install Now. We'll see the demo installed successfully. We'll return to the demo importer. Now, the demo installed successfully, but we haven't activated it and it's not ready to go yet because it also requires another plugin. It's a contact form plugin. So under here where it says Required Plugins, go ahead and make sure that Everest Forms is selected and then click Install Plugins. Are you sure you want to install the selected plugins? Yes, we are. Click OK. Alright, one plugin successfully installed. Now we need to activate the plugins. Alright, plugins have been installed, plugins have been activated. Now we're ready to try and actually import the content. This could fail the first time, you might get lucky. Go ahead and click Import, the blue button on the bottom left. It's going to tell you that this is going to replace all live content. So this is important. If you're doing this on an existing WordPress install where you already have a theme and everything set up, stop right now, consider what you're doing. It could affect how your theme looks if you try to switch back. But if this is a new install, or you already know what you're doing, or you don't care, continue on and click OK. It's going to take a little bit to import, but you'll see the importing status down there. It imports a lot of articles. Okay, you'll see it says update failed. This pretty much happens to me the first time every time. Just hit that update failed button, click OK again, and let it do its thing one more time. This is a good time to tell you guys, I do these videos for free. I make nothing on them. I currently do not qualify for advertising or monetary status on YouTube, nothing like that. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, give this video a like. If it helped you at all, leave a comment, share it with a friend, save it for later. If you're really awesome, join my Patreon team, buy me a cup of coffee, whatever. Much appreciated. So we'll see. Exactly like I said, very consistent. It always works the second time. The Color Mag theme demo has now been imported, and you can actually click Live Preview, and it'll show you what your site looks like now. So this is what our site looks like now. It is the standard color mag demo. But you can see what's important here is the entire layout for our site is completely organized already for us. So basically all we have to do is go through and change what we want. These categories, fashion, sports, health, these are all WordPress categories that we can create, control, we can modify existing ones, keep ones, delete ones, whatever we want to do. We'll create the categories we want and populate all of this page with the information and the articles that we want. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is if you hover over the color mag title up there in the top left, you'll be able to select dashboard. This will take you back to the WordPress dashboard. And I'm going to show you how to, from here, get to the customization page. That way we can go through a little bit of the customization before we start redoing our categories. So if you hover over appearance and hit customize, this basically takes you to where all the settings for this particular theme are set to customize, but they make it really easy. You'll see when you're in the customization area, you see all these little pencil icons. Basically, each pencil icon controls a widget on the page. So like this scrolling feed right here is a widget. If you hit the pencil icon, you can modify it. So you'll see over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the number of posts to display in this widget, which is just a little slider, is 2. So right now it's sliding between 2 different posts. We can select which post category we want to show up there. Right now it's set for the latest. So latest is basically like kind of a standardized category that is usually used throughout a lot of different news and magazine sites. You can give your articles more than one category. So if you have things categorized as tech, but you also have them categorized as latest, they're going to go under the tech category, but they'll also show up under latest, so that way they show in like the latest feed or the latest articles feed up top here. And then same thing with over here. If you look over to the right from the slider and hit that pencil icon, it brings you up another widget to edit, and you'll see this is set to list 4 posts, and you see it does have 4 different thumbnails for their posts. And you can see that category that it's showing is called featured. So anything that we give the category featured is going to show up here, and it's gonna start from basically the latest posts from that particular category. And then it's the same throughout the page. If you look down here where it starts the health section, same thing. You can change that. If you want to change this from health and call it you know, travel or lifestyle, you can do that, and then even change the category to, you know, a lifestyle or travel category that we'll create. I'm actually gonna close out of that because I don't want to save the changes. But that's basically how we're gonna edit where everything's gonna go on this. We'll get into the menu up here a little bit later and the advertising a little bit later, and we'll go into the logo change here a little bit later. But for right now, since we mentioned the categories, that's how they're all laid out, or how the categories lay out on the website. So let's go ahead and go close this out. Click the little X in the top left there and click OK. Because we don't actually want to make these changes yet. I just wanted you to see how everything functions. So now we need to go into posts and then categories. And we're going to kind of clean up the categories. We'll choose the ones we want to keep and then ones we want to add. So for like a good magazine or news site, like I said, you're going to have your general categories, which are like featured and general and latest, and then, you know, also uncategorized is always one that you're going to have, but it's not widely used. What was one? Featured. Yeah. So let's go ahead. Pretty much I'm just going to do this template site or this tutorial based on tech and travel. So we can go ahead and we'll delete this business category. We'll delete drinks. We'll delete entertainment, fashion. We'll keep featured because that's an essential part of how the layout's set. Female, food. Yeah, we'll take food. Gadgets, general, health. Actually, gadgets could probably stay. No, we'll take out gadgets and just leave technology. Basically, you're going to keep whichever ones you want and add whatever ones you want. I'm going to keep latest, I'm going to keep news, I'm going to keep general, like I said, all the standard, like, kind of generic categories. Keep technology, keep featured, and then we'll put in, I'll show you how to put in another category, and I'll use travel as a feature for that. We'll keep top stories, top videos, and videos, because those are all connecting to different widgets. Go to bulk actions after you've selected the ones you want to remove, and select delete, and click apply. Now we've deleted the ones we don't want to use. Let's add a new one that we do want to use. So over here on the left hand side you'll see add new category. Go ahead and give it a name. We'll call it travel. The slug is just a URL friendly version of that name. We can just do travel lowercase. Parent category, there is none. And then finally the description, travel. And click add new category. And so we'll see we've got the travel category added. You can see the count over here is 0. That's because we have no travel articles currently. But let's go ahead and change that. Go ahead over to, just click on posts on the left, and it's going to bring up your all posts page. And so we can kind of weed out what we don't want at this point, which is everything, because we don't want to launch a website with demo content. So I'm actually going to select everything here. Bulk actions, move to trash, and hit apply. Again, select everything, bulk actions, move to trash, and apply. We're going to create our own articles and our own posts. Alright, so we're starting fresh. We don't have any posts or anything. If you take a look at the site now, you can do that by hovering over the color mag, visit site, and then just open it in a new tab. You'll see, oh, where'd everything go? It's all gone. But the important thing is, our layout is still, for the most part, intact. Health is still categorized here, fashion is here, sports is here, and these are all set up to display however many we want to show for that category. But we're not using health, fashion, and sports. We're going to be using tech and travel. So we'll change that here in a minute. So let's do a new new post. And we'll give it a name. And I'm going to go over to my sample content. And then your actual article itself is going to go down here in this body section. And then you want to make sure that you categorize it appropriately. So do you want this to show up in that featured section? Do you want it to show up under latest news? Of course we do, because it's news and it's the latest. And then we want to give it technology as well. So as of right now, we've put it on latest, we've put it on technology. That's going to show it in a couple different places. Right now technology is set up down here, so it's going to show it here. And it's going to show it in that latest slider that we saw up here. So let's go ahead and test that. Oh, one more thing before we do that. Tags. These are what's going to help your SEO on your articles. Basically tag it with whatever relevant tags that you think. So for instance, it's about an article about DDoS. So we'll do a tag for DDoS. They can be comma separated. DDoS prevention. And whatever other tags. You could probably think of a bunch more if you're writing something specific. Select the layout. We'll leave it at default because we're going to change this universally if we decide to. And finally, to set a featured image, this is the thumbnail image. This is also the featured image at the top of the article when they open it individually. So go ahead and click Set Featured Image. Now, this is where all of those stock images come into play. So I'm going to choose a tech one. Let's see what represents a DDoS attack really well. Well, none of these, but this looks cool, so let's go with this. Alright, so we've got our stock art thumbnail loaded there. Almost. I promise it's going. There it goes. Okay. Then hit Set Featured Image in the bottom right corner. That's a big guy. It's going to resize itself, thank God. So, now that we've got the featured image, go back up to the top and hit Publish. And then you can actually hit View Post or right-click View Post and go to Open a New tab, and you'll see how these posts are set up to lay out individually. So we see DDoS attacks on the rise, and then there's our article. Now, let's check out our main page and see where it went. There it is. So it came up here. Since we tagged it with latest, it's up here in the latest category, and then we tagged it with technology, so it's down here under technology as well. We could have put it in featured and it would have showed up in one of those 4-block thumbnails here, but I don't want to have things in latest and featured. Seems like it might clutter up that space with the same information too much. So we'll stick with that for right now, and we'll also probably end up moving technology up. In fact, let's do that now. So I actually want to replace this health portion. I want this to be my technology, or actually I want this to be my technology section, and then we'll decide what we want to do with these other sections afterwards. So to change that for right now, we can hit this customize option. And then we're going to select where it says health, the little pencil icon next to health, and then we're going to rename the title technology. We can still have it show 5, that's fine. And it's going to show posts from category, and that category is going to be technology. So it'll show 1 thumbnail here and then 4 more here. And then we can go ahead and click done. Alright, so we've now moved our technology option up here. It's still down here, so we can actually change this to something else if you want, a different category later, or just delete it completely. Up to you. So we've already saved that change. Let's go ahead and back out. Or actually hit publish first, I'm sorry, in the top right. And then go ahead and back out. Okay, so we've got our first article on there. We need some more to bring this all together. So let's go ahead and bust out some articles here real quick. If you go back over Color Mag and hit Dashboard again, go back to your WordPress dashboard, and go to Posts and Add New. This time let's do a travel post. And I'm going to use the same article content again, just for the sake of being quick. This time I'm going to tag it with our travel category, and then also our latest. Give it some tags, default layout, set a featured image. Alright, we'll go ahead and set our featured image. And then we want to publish. Now you'll see again, we made this one of the categories as latest, so it's going to show up in that slider, and then it's going to show up under the travel category, which we haven't created yet. So let's go ahead and go back to our main site. And so we can see now, the latest, it's showing up as the latest, but this is going to transfer to our other one because we have 2 latest to show in this slider. We can do 3, 4, whatever you want to do. But right now it's just cycling between our 2 latest articles. Now we need to add a section for travel down here on the main page, which we can actually, we're going to go ahead and replace fashion. So let's go ahead and hit customize again up in the top. And if you scroll down a little bit and hit the little pencil next to fashion, let's go ahead and rename the title travel. It's set to display 4 different posts, so it's going to display 4 different travel posts. And then we'll go ahead and select our category, which is travel. Show posts from that category, and that's it. Go ahead and hit publish up top. Alright, and so we've added our travel section to our main page. Go ahead and close this. Alright, so you can see we've got our featured, it's scrolling our latest our latest, which is scrolling our latest 2 articles, our technology into travel. We'll come up with something else here, or you can put whatever you want there later on. But yeah, so we've got a good start going on here. We're replacing the demo import content, maintaining the layout, and doing this as easy as possible. So, the next thing we need to do is pump out the rest of the articles that we need to completely fill this site. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do some Hollywood magic. You guys go ahead and do your own articles, categorize them however you'd like, and then we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So I've gone ahead and created all of my posts for the base content or initial content for this site or for this magazine or newspaper site. I hope you did the same. Well, I went and did the Hollywood magic. So let's go ahead and check out what we've got now. So if you go over to your dashboard and to your all posts where you should be, you'll see I have a whole bunch of more travel and technology articles that I've added to my posts. So you'll see also I've only categorized them as technology and as travel instead of latest in travel and latest in technology. It's because we only have 2 spots for the latest portion right now set up, so that's all I'm going to leave for latest just for the purposes of this example. If you want to have more latest news come up, you can always head back to your main site and adjust that at any time by hitting customize. And of course hitting the little pencil icon next to that where the latest news slider is, and you can change that to 3 posts, 5 posts, however many posts you want to run through that slider. But right now I'm going to keep it at 2. So I'm going to keep these 2 posts in there because I want those to display for the purposes of this tutorial. Now we do need to categorize these other ones, and if you'll remember, this right here, this section that's blank still, had basically featured articles or articles classified with the featured categorization. So let's go ahead and put some of our articles for featured. Featured articles are ones that you want to stand out to people. You want them to stick in that main spot in the site. You want people to read those. So let's go ahead and we'll select 4 random articles to make featured. And we'll do bulk actions and edit and click apply. And so you'll see it's going to bulk edit, and we've got the 4 articles that we just selected, and we're over here, we're going to change in the categories featured. We'll just add that. We have to click it once since it's bulk editing and then hit update. Now if we go back to our main page, you'll see, boom, our featured articles are now appearing. Our site is coming together, guys. You are on your way to spreading news and information and whatever else you want into the world. Hopefully not satire. And then you'll see under there we've got our technology sections filled out nicely. We've got 5 different technology articles currently showing up in there. And then we've got our travel section. And then we have an empty section that you can use for whatever category you want. Sports would be one, or whatever. And then redundant again, technology. So that's what we're going to change now. We're going to use this as another blank space, blank slate space we'll call it. So we'll go ahead and hit customize. And then if we scroll down to that second technology section and hit the little pencil icon next to it, we can go ahead and change it to whatever you want to call your new category. Hot news, who knows? And we'll do number of posts to display. Let's you can play with this actually. Let's do this for a minute so we can see how the display looks. So right now if we do 4, it's going to display like this. 1 on the left, 3 on the right. We do 1, it's just going to be one big thumbnail. We do 2, and they would just be side by side there. Do 6, and it will organize them accordingly. So however many you want to do, it's up to you. Let's go ahead and do 4. And we'll do a new category. Basically, we do need to make sure we set that category here. So, set the category first. So we'll edit an article and make it our new category. Do top stories. We'll use that categorization since it's already in there. And then save that article. Go back to our customization, which we may now have to refresh. Yeah, we'll have to refresh that. So hit customize again. And scroll down, hit our pencil icon. You can see our hot news option stay there, but let's change it to top stories category. And you'll see our van life article show up there. And then whatever other articles you classify with that are going to show up beside it, how we did in the example. Our site is coming together, guys. There's a few more things I want to show you. I think I've gotten across the point of how setting up each category on your layout, on your home screen here, ties in the posts. So whatever you categorize your posts as, those tie into whatever you categorize that part or that section of the layout as. I hope I've gotten that point across because I want to move on to the next thing. And the next thing is I want to talk about is the logo. So let's get a good look at our site and what we have so far. We've got our layout, which came included with the demo import, and we kind of populated that with our own articles and our own content. And we moved things around how we wanted to. We changed it a little bit. So that's good. We've got a good start. You've got a good site going, you know. Let's finish it up. Go ahead and hit customize again. And this time, over on the left-hand side, we're going to hit Site Identity, and then you'll see an option for logo. We'll go ahead and remove this, and then go ahead and hit Select Logo. Now, hopefully you already have your logos created. You've gotten this done yourself or had a graphic designer do it for you. I'm going to use the logo from my site. So we select our logo, hit that select button in the bottom right, and it's going to ask you to crop it. Hopefully you've got it sized right. Hit crop image. Alright, and then it's going to add your logo in up there. Preferably you would want to use a transparent logo. This one is not, just for the purposes of this tutorial. I'm going to have to go too in depth with it. So, next thing we need to do is the site title and a tagline. The best in world news. Probably not, though. And then over here, we've got the site icon. If you hit select image, site icons can be really small. You actually want them to be really small. Got our site icon there, and hit publish. So we've now changed our logo, site title, and tagline, and our site icon. So things are starting to come together. Let's take a look at everything again. Nice. Okay. So we've got our new site almost all the way together. I'm going to show you a couple more things here, and then I'll let you guys loose on it on your own. So we've got our logo here. You might want to change the color scheme to match your logo. If you know you already have your logo designed, you already have your brand designed, and you already have your color scheme done, then you may want to change these colors. You can do that again by hitting Customize and selecting Colors from the left side menu. And then background color is the first thing. You can see right now it's set to a very that's this gray color around here. We can change that if you want. I'm going to keep mine on the default for that because I like it. The color, but if you're interested in changing that background area, that's where you'll do that. The next thing is design options and then primary color option. And that's going to change this primary color that you see when you're hovering and everything like that. So go ahead and hit select color and you can change that to match your logo, whatever you want to put it as. So we'll just do this. I'm going to get it. Ideally, you would use the hex code to do it perfectly, but it's just a tutorial, right? Okay, so we'll publish that, close this, and take a look. Wow. Our site is looking great. We've got our latest news here. We've got our featured articles here. We changed our color scheme. We added a logo. I mean, what more can I show you guys? It's all self-explanatory from here, I think. You want to edit these social icons, hit customize. Hover over the little pencil icon, and it's going to offer you to edit that element. To plug in your own social media URLs, you can uncheck if you don't want that Facebook icon there, and then put in your Twitter address. Get that all edited. So if you remove the option and then uncheck it, or check to open a new tab, sorry, keep that open, remove the hashtag, and that'll remove the icon from your social up top. Publish that if you'd like. Same thing with the bottom. Any of these widgets, you can change all of this up. This about us, put your logo there, whatever you want to put down here. You can add whatever links you want. If you want to do a different type of menu, or just hit that, you can. It's gonna. This is a text box right now, so you can basically customize that however you want. If you want to delete those altogether, this is something else now. You can do that. So, like I said, all self-explanatory. Just play around with it. Your advertisements, same thing there. If you use Google AdWords, there's going to be code that you're going to want to replace the stuff here with. Well, guys, that really is everything that I can show you. I think you guys are ready to go out and create a website of your own and start publishing articles and spreading information or disinformation or whatever it is that you do into the world. Last couple things I'm going to show you here is the menu and also how to launch your site. So let's do this menu real quick, get this out of the way. If you head over to your dashboard and then under appearance, and then there's a menus option. And you can see there's a couple different menus that you can edit, but the primary menu, the one that's currently set, is labeled primary menu. Select that from the drop down and hit select. Here we can totally customize our main menu. So we can do that by deleting everything that's in here already and then adding our own stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, no matter what, that home icon is always going to be there. We have that set up as a default. But everything else we want to put in. So let's go ahead and put in what we would think people would want to see in our menu, which I'm going to say we could do our categories. So we'll put our technology, our traveled, our top stories, or our latest, and we'll put all of that in there, all of our different categories. And then we'll also add some pages. There's a contact us page, And any other pages that you might have needed to create, you can do that as well. Or if you want to do custom links to other parts of the site or other sites, you can do that as well, but this is where you're going to do all of that is in this menu section. Now we want to reorganize how we want them to be ordered left to right. You can do that by just clicking on one and dragging it and changing its priority in the menu structure here. So let's do featured articles first, and then technology, and then travel, and then latest, top stories, contact us, whatever you want to do. And if you want to modify the label of those, all you have to do is expand it and change the navigation label. And just make sure you hit Save Menu. And now, if we go back to our site, you'll see that our menu has changed and our site has almost come completely together. There's just one last thing that we need to do here for today's tutorial, and that is we are going to launch our site. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead back out to your dashboard again. And let's go ahead and click that little click here launch site link that I told you not to click in the beginning. And that's it. Congratulations, your site is live. Click here to view it. Click that little link and it's going to take you to your site. I think we've done a good job, guys. We've put something together here. You've got a good start. Change your advertisements out. Change your widgets out. Modify the categories to your liking. Start importing your content and you are good to go. You are now officially the owner of a news or magazine website. Congratulations. And that really is all that I've got for you guys today. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. If this video helped you at all, hit the thumbs up or the like button. Leave a comment below. And of course, stay tuned for more WordPress tutorials and other technology videos. Have a great day, guys.